So now, in continuing in Atebea's report, I will discuss to you the figure 19 that shows the entire process for designing outcomes-based education for any college or university. So there are three major phases that involves in planning for outcomes-based education at the program level. So now, let's have first discuss the phase 1, which is the vision and mission, charter for state, university, and college, needs and demands of the society, and the institutional outcomes. So here in the phase 1, which is we call it the developing institutional outcomes. So the first phase of OBE is conducting needs analysis to analyze the vision and mission of the higher education institution, analyze the charter of the higher educational institution if it is a state, college, or university, and examine the needs and demands of that society. And after that, the result of the needs analysis will serve as the basis for developing the institutional outcomes. The institutional outcomes naman clearly defines the ideal type of graduate that the higher education institution aims to develop to contribute to the society. The institutional outcomes defines the identity of the higher education institution, which enables them to design the different academic programs and develop the institutional culture that includes the core values of the higher education institution. So, here in phase 1, which is the developing institutional outcomes, is nagpo-focus ito into analyzing the vision and mission of the higher education institution or the HEI to the school charter and the needs of the society. It also answered the question, what kind of graduate does the institution wants to produce? Meaning, from this analysis, the institution creates an institutional outcomes which describe the qualities, ethics, and competencies expected from all graduates of the school, regardless of the program. So, this outcome guides all the academic programs and shapes the overall institutional culture. So, to make it short, the phase 1 establishes the overall identity of the school and the ideal graduate it aims to reproduce. So, here in phase 2, which is the developing program outcomes, so it is the second phase of the outcomes based education. It is to design the program. At this level, it is important to identify the desired attributes, knowledge, skills, and values that an ideal graduate of the higher education institution aims to develop. Development of the program outcomes is assessed to different college or academic units. The program outcomes reflect the necessary competencies that an ideal graduate of the academic program should possess should possess. It is also important that the program outcome directly reflect the institutional outcomes of the higher education institution. So in phase 2, which is the developing program outcomes, this phase is focuses on designing outcomes for the specific degree programs. It also answers the questions, what should an ideal graduate of this particular program know and be able to do? So, meaning by the program identifies the knowledge, skills, attitudes, and values that a student must acquire by the end of the course. So, the program outcomes reflects the competencies needed for the professional practice. Like for example, here in ZPPSU, a BS Ed graduate he or she must be competent in teaching. So every program outcome must be aligned with the the support of the institutional outcomes from the phase 1. So in short, the phase 2 specifies the competencies required for graduates of each degree program to succeed in their chosen professions. So next is the phase 3, which is the developing course learning outcomes. So here in the third phase is to develop the learning outcomes from the different courses. It is important that these learning outcomes reflect the program outcomes set by the college for a particular degree, from undergraduate to graduate and postgraduate levels. Examples of these includes the BS Biology, BS Mathematics, BS Nursing, BS HRM, or the Bachelor in Elementary Education or the BEd, and many more. So here in pastry, which is the developing course learning outcomes, so this phase focuses on individual subjects or the courses. It also answers the question po is what should student learn in this specific course? So, meaning each course defines its learning outcomes to ensure they support the program outcomes. Learning outcomes guide the course content, activities, teaching strategies, and assessments. So these outcomes covers different levels, which is the undergraduate, graduate, and the postgraduate. Just like for example po, the BS Ed Math, English, BE Ed, and other courses. So here in pastry, it translates programs outcomes into specific learning expectations for each subject in the curriculum. So, this outcomes based education, to sum it up, these three phases is a plan that ensures the education remains relevant, target, and aligned with the societal and professional needs. So that's all. So, hi everyone. So before we dive in our discussion, let me first introduce myself. So I am Riza Imperial and I am the seventh resource speaker in our group. So today I am going to discuss to you about the technology integration in the curriculum, which is under the curriculum innovation. So what does technology integration means? So technology offers multiple opportunities to improve teaching and learning and in the total education system. So for example, here is the internet. It provides vast information that people may need to know. So the internet is more than just a collection of knowledge. It also offers different ways and opportunities for discovering and sharing information nowadays. Everything is almost possible with a single click of the computer mouse and by using any search engines. So here in the first paragraph, it tells here that technology plays an important role in improving education. It says here also that technology can enhance not only the way teachers teach, but also the way the student learn. It also impacts the entire education system, meaning in every level from the basic education to the higher education benefits from it. It also highlights here the example is the internet because the internet is a powerful tool It contains a huge amount of information that where the students or teachers or anyone that may needs it. So this means that the learning materials, the facts, lessons, and resources are now becoming easily available online and making education more accessible and helpful. So, next, so technology integration is breaking the geographical barriers in education. It is creating a new space for meaningful learning. With technology, it is now possible to connect and interact with other schools, educators, and other institutions from the different parts of the world. So, here in the second paragraph, it also explains here how technology greatly improves the whole education system because it gives many different opportunities for the better teaching and for the better learning. So, one main example that is given in the first paragraph is the internet, which contains a huge amount of information that students and teachers might need. So, and also, it is not only a place filled with information, but it also allows people to discover new ideas and share what they know through various tools like websites and other online platforms. And it also highlights here how easy and fast learning has become today's generation. Because with just one click of a mouse or by using any search engines, a person or a student or teacher can instantly find answers, explanations, lessons, and almost anything that they need for their school. So, next is there are several innovations from the basic education to graduate education that are associated or influenced by technology integration. So some of these innovations are here are the distance education, computer assisted instruction, online learning, teleconferencing, online libraries, webinars, online journals, and ebooks. So for the distance education, the distance education allows students to learn without being physically present in a traditional classroom. It uses technology such as online modules, digital platforms, and virtual support. For example po, the open universities or the modular and distance learning. So next is the computer assisted instruction. So the computer assisted instruction or the instructive or CAI, it refers to teaching and learning activities that uses computers as tool for instructions. For example, the educational software, the interactive tutorials, or the simulations, and also the drill and practice programs. So the computer assisted instructive or the instruction is it improves the engagement and allows students to study at their own pace. So next is the online learning. So the online learning, it is where learning takes place entirely during or through the internet lessons. Exams, discussions, and submissions are done through digitally. Just like for example, our teachers is giving it through the Google Classrooms apps, the IMS or having a visual classes. So next here we have here the teleconferencing. So meaning a real-time communication using audio or video technology that brings people together despite the distance. Just like for example is the Zoom meetings, Microsoft Teams, and the Google Meet. This is widely used for webinars, meetings, and for the remote classes. And the fifth one is the online libraries, which is the digital libraries provide students access to books, journals, research papers, and other learning materials through online. Just like for example is the research database, the ProQuest, and the school digital libraries. Just like in our university, we have a digital libraries. And the sixth one is the webinars, meaning the web-based seminars or presentations where participants can learn, interact, and ask questions in real time. And next is the online journals, which is the academic publications available on the internet. They provide research based information that supports academic writing and the research skills. And the last one is the ebooks. So, ebooks is a digital versions of printed books that can be read on phones, tablets, or computers, or any other gadgets. This reduces the needs for physical textbooks and provide easy access anytime and anywhere. So next, ICT literacy is now fast becoming an important form of literacy that is essential for each learner to learn and master. It also requires all teachers to be ICT literate to be able to utilize technology to enhance or improve the way they teach. It is also important for teachers to teach students how to use technology responsibly, especially with the current popularity of social networking and other technological innovations. So, the technology integration it strengthens the curriculum by making learning easier, faster, and more accessible. It provides updated resources, supports interactive lessons, and helps students develop essential digital skills. The technology makes the curriculum more practical and relevant in today's learners. So, in the overall of this, technology becomes a partner in achieving curriculum by making learning more relevant, updated, creative, and accessible. So that's all for my part.